surprise and pleasure to learn that I was to be inducted into the Marion High School Hall of Distinction. And thank you all for coming to participate in this, particularly my longtime partner, Steve Glass. And we even were able to attract my sister, Pam Hodgen from Michigan, a former teacher here, and a 1967 graduate of the high school. I actually do not feel all that different from a host of other members of the class of '65. We were quite a wonderful bunch, for those of you who may or may not be aware of us. Many folks in the class have gone on to distinguished and award-winning careers. As a few in the room may know, we've remained a cohesive class thanks to a hearty band of local class of '65ers who have staged not only regular high school reunions, but have also organized birthday parties. In fact, next summer, I hesitate to say this, but as a journalist, you have to be frank, we'll celebrate our 70th birthday party in this very building in 2017. But another reason for that cohesion, frankly, was Marion High School. Put simply, it was a great place to receive an education. I believe public schools are a critical component of the common good in this country. And I think Marion High School, during the 1960s when I was a student, and apparently today, is an exemplar. Let me briefly explain why. My very favorite piece of advice, and one I just beat my students over the head with, was actually uttered by Louis Pasteur in a lecture in 1854. Chance favors the prepared mind. He actually said it in French, but that's not. I believe strongly in chance as a driver of the things that happen in the world, and what I've come to learn, consistent with this Pasteur comment, is that education is what equips us to react and adapt when things happen. Okay? That process began in the halls of Marion High School, which offered a virtual smorgasbord of intellectual and social options to a student willing to take advantage of them. What the school was offering us was frankly what I now think of as an adaptive toolkit for life. So what happened and how did I adapt? Well, I learned that I loved music, thanks to Richie Walton, but that I was too much of an introvert to step in front of the stage. That was quite a valuable lesson. I learned, thanks to the Y-Teens, does that group still exist? What a goofy name for a student organization. Thanks to the Y-Teens, that I was virtually unable to sell anything to anyone. In fact, during every one of the big Y-Teen potato chip sales, I bought them all myself. I could not walk up to anybody and offer them. And I learned thanks to Marilyn Walker, some of you may remember her from many years ago, that I could write. And a career in journalism was in the cards. Chance actually led me to the career that I've enjoyed for the bulk of my adult life. My decision to earn a PhD and become a university professor of science communication was the direct result of an incident in 1969 when I walked into a large newspaper in Texas to apply for a reporting job. It so happened that at that newspaper, the day before I walked in, the science writer had left. The newspaper's managing editor shuffled through my stories and found one story that I had written about, in this case, quasars. That was a brand new discovery in astronomy, very distant objects that tell us a lot about how the universe began. I can see him now. He held up that story and he says, "So you write about science?" Never having cared about science up to that point. I had the good sense to say, why, yes, I do. And I started 3 days later as the science writer. The rest is history. I basically fell in love with science writing, with communicating about science, and I built my entire career on teaching other people how to do it and studying how it works. Okay. So again, chance favors the prepared mind. The critical word in that sentence is prepared. Getting college students to that point was my mission as a university professor. And I'm grateful that the faculty and staff of Marion High School insisted on herding us in that direction in my public school years. Thank you for laying that foundation, and thank you for this award.